Today. Good. Thank you all for being here. I'm sure you all heard the news. I want to thank the Florida Department of Law Enforcement and State Attorney's Office for doing a thorough and complete investigation in this case and clearing Deputy Fournier. He's a great cop. He's an Iraqi war veteran. A lot of things are never going to look pretty on camera, but guess what? You know, this worked out, and it's a positive thing for law enforcement and for our community, especially guys like this that every day put their lives on the line to defend us and defend our children, keep our families safe. It's unfortunate that the young lady went through this incident, but it's also unfortunate that my deputy had to suffer a lot of constant bashing and harassment, you know, when he just did how he was trained to work and operate under the Florida Department of Law Enforcement guidelines and our policy and procedures. I'm a parent too, and I definitely would want someone to protect my son if another student was coming after them. So we always got to put ourselves in those shoes of others. And also I just want to clear some of the facts. Our SROs are fully trained and actually have a lot more training than a lot of SROs in other states and surrounding counties. And we put that policy out there. And I just don't know if some people just aren't getting it. But we do train our deputies to go in, de-escalate, and as a last resort to prevent harm to anybody, you're going to go hands-on. That's the way we're all taught here in Osceola County. And this is one incident. It was a rare incident. And we're going to continue to operate and do our job as law enforcement officers the way we're trained and the way the law and our policy and procedures allow. Let me turn this paper over. I believe in transparency, and just from this day one, when I took office, when this incident occurred, you know, we turned it over to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement and the State Attorney's Office, so nobody would say we're taking care of our own. That'll never happen here under my watch. Like I said before, a lot of things sometimes don't look pretty on camera, but the reality, once everything's put together, and an investigation is complete thoroughly and professionally like our state attorney's office and our Department of Law Enforcement did, you know, everything just will come out at the end like it did here. My deputy was protecting two girls from an aggressor. One was larger in height and weight, who wanted to attack them. So, you know, this man right here, he loved working at that school and he did amazing things. So in the interest of transparency and showing the other side of the story, I'm going to give him a chance to say a couple things for you today, and then after that we'll take some questions. And remember, you know, he's an Iraqi war veteran. I really thank him for his service. I'm really proud to have a deputy like this working at the Osceola County Sheriff's Office. Do you want?
Sir, do it in Spanish.
Oh man. All right, I'll break it down in Spanish. Gracias a todos ustedes y gracias al Departamento de Law Enforcement del Estado de la Florida y el State Attorney's Office, a la directora Worrell y al FDLE Massey por tomar esta investigación. Yo le prometí transparencia cuando primero tomé esta oficina, y cuando desafortunadamente pasó este incidente, nosotros todos inmediatamente con mi equipo legal le dimos el caso y el incidente a esos dos departamentos de leyes aquí en el estado de la Florida, para que nadie diga que nosotros estamos investigando a los nuestros y haciendo favores a ningún policía, porque eso nunca va a pasar. Siempre yo voy a estar aquí y al lado de la justicia. La investigación salió y surgió que este individuo, este policía aquí, salió claro de todos los cargos. Él solo estaba operando y funcionando de la manera que la ley y la póliza de los procedimientos lo permite a él. Es un incidente desafortunado que no se vio muy bien en la cámara cuando hay que tirar cualquier persona al suelo. Pero en este incidente era inevitable porque había que proteger a otros niños que iban a ser atacados. Y como padre, a mí me gustaría, si hay un policía en la escuela, que me proteja a mis hijos como debe de ser. Con eso, él es un veterano de Irak. Estoy bien orgulloso de tener este empleado aquí como policía, y gracias que la investigación salió como debía de salir. Ahora voy a dejar que él diga un par de palabras y después vamos a tomar unas preguntas del público. That's it? Spanish good? All right.
I want to thank the sheriff, my sheriff's office family,
and my friends, the teachers, students and staff at Liberty High School, and the kids and the players that I coach at Liberty for their love and support over this 7-month journey. I was the longest serving SRO in Liberty High School's history with 4 consecutive years as their SRO. Liberty is filled with great kids and staff. I could have left and went to different schools each year, but I chose Liberty every single year. I wanted to be the best possible deputy I could. Every single day I walked onto that campus for the kids and the staff. I also wanted to be as involved as possible. I coached multiple sports over my 4 years at Liberty High School. I gave kids food when they were hungry, clothes when they couldn't afford it, and was always there to encourage and lift them up anytime they needed it. I was also involved in student initiatives on campus, such as the Black Student Union, delivering senior signs to the class of 2020 because of COVID and they didn't have a graduation year, and playing in senior versus staff games every single year. I am reminded daily by the calls and texts from the students and players I coached, parents and staff that I am loved and I'm missed on campus every single day. To all of you, I thank you for your words of encouragement, and it truly means the world to me going through this time of uncertainty. Thank you.
Take some questions in English if you want, me or of him, and then we'll do some in Spanish. You got a question?
2 questions.
For me or for him?
For you, sir.
Okay.
Bear with me because they're on my phone.
All right.
But the family attorney said they're still going to go forward with filing a lawsuit. What's your reaction to that?
Go for it. This way? Go for it. I mean, that's their right, you know, and we're going to fight it. So we're not just going to sit here and give out any money to anybody unnecessarily. It's the taxpayers' dollars, and we will defend that.
One further question. Stand by. Was there a reason why you weren't with the state attorney today when they made the announcement?
We were at a funeral today. Unfortunately, we've had a bad last week. Officer passed and we had an employee pass. So there was a lot of things going on. Once they started their press conference, we were informed. And it was their investigation. I didn't need to be standing there next to them.
For Officer Fournier. Officer Fournier, in the months that have passed since, is there anything that you would have done differently? And also, you've been hearing a lot from the community, some who are calling out the difference in your background. You're white, she was black. Did that play into this at all? And what is your response to all those folks now that you have the opportunity to speak?
I can't talk about any specifics because we still have an internal investigation with the agency, so I can't talk about any specifics with what happened.
Are you going to go back to Liberty High School then?
If that opportunity comes up, yes, I would like to go back there.
And this isn't a to stop making this a black and white issue. You know, he served our military with blacks, brown, yellow, you know, and unfortunately, America is coming to a weird, twisty mind, I don't know, set that everything has to be about color. And it's not. I'm brown, I did it. You know, anybody can do it in this country. We had a black president, for God's sake. This is just something that happened. He went hands-on because that's the way we were trained. So we need to we just got to drop that in order for all of us to start moving forward and living in our communities like we're supposed to.
Sheriff, maybe for the good of all the media, including English and Spanish, what is it that looks bad in the video that is not bad in the reality?
What's not bad in reality is what the state attorney's office concluded in their investigation and FDLE. So there was just one video shot. They had other avenues which they investigated to make the whole story look more than what it was, to come to their conclusion on why they cleared him. And for any of that type of information as to why they cleared him, you're actually going to have to get with them and see what they have to say, because we weren't a part of any of that investigation. Ese video, de la manera que se vio, había otra forma del video, de la manera que se presentó. El Departamento de Florida Law Enforcement y el Departamento del State Attorney's Office fueron los que investigaron ese caso. Ellos revisaron todos los videos. So, no te puedo decir a ti cuál fue la razón o por qué ellos sí o no vinieron a la conclusión de la manera que le quitaron todos los cargos a él.
Sheriff, what's your plan after the investigation, the internal investigation is over? Will he be going back to being an SRO? Or will he
Well, you know, he's a great guy. He's an Iraqi war vet, and I have a new division. Our mental health division is taken off, and we've just got approved in our budget. It's going to have a lot to do with de-escalation and those type of trainings for veterans, mental health outreach, and he's actually been really contributing to that new division. It would be up to him if he wants to be a part of that new division or if he wants to go back to the school, seems to be his passion. You know, he's been cleared, so whatever he wants to do at this point, we'll allow him to make that decision. And also, doing anything different, there's always room for improvement. We're looking at different ways to hopefully improve the way we deal with anybody in any type of manner, not just a school setting, also in the public setting. That's part of this mental health division to help us de-escalate even more.
Sheriff, you mentioned that this is out of the spirit of being fully transparent. There are some people in the community who may bring to question, how are you certain in the racial climate that we're in right now, where we have seen law enforcement in power who are good guys make mistakes? How are you certain that race was not a factor in this?
Well, I would ask those same people, how many times have they seen anybody here in Central Florida doing that, or in our agency? You know, every agency is going to conduct themselves according to the way their administration is going to train and teach them how to function with the public. We have not had incidents like that here in Osceola County, so we're obviously doing something right. I don't know, I can't speak for Orange, I can't speak for Polk or any other counties, but this county here, we do the right thing, and we're going to continue to do it.
And are the deputies here at Osceola County, Sheriff's Office, is there going to be additional de-escalation training that the community is calling for?
Well, what we're going to do is just taking it upon ourselves, part of that police reform plan. We've seen that in America, the way, there has been abuse and mistreatment, and I'll never tolerate that. And I've taken it upon myself to ask for our commissioners for money to start funding that mental health division, and they have been kind enough to grant us that money because they do know there's a need. And that's going to be part of our new mental health plan. We're going to have some social workers, we're going to have people that have mental health specialists, veterans, and we're going to be working to give better customer service and talk down our situations prior to escalating into something more aggressive in nature.
Sheriff, can you do explanation on the question about him going back, or his choice to go back to that office or go to another division?
Okay. Básicamente, él, ya que no tiene los cargos, él fue aclarado de todo. Él está haciendo un buen trabajo en la división nueva que estamos creando para la salud mental, porque él es un veterano de Irak. Ahora, si él quiere ir regreso a la escuela, porque esa es la pasión de él, lo vamos a permitir, pero últimamente vamos a dejar que él tome esa decisión.
Officer Courtney, how are you feeling? What's on your heart and your mind at this moment? You've been waiting a long time for this day.
Yeah, I haven't been able to say anything. So I've had so much support from the kids that I've coached, from their parents, from the kids themselves every day. I mean, every single day I get from my kids that I've coached, are you coming back? Are you coming back? Are you coming back? We want you back. We want the truth to come out. All those kind of things. So I hurt for them because I want to be there, especially some of the kids I've coached for 4 years. They're going into their senior year, and I'm not going to be there. I've been there for 3 years, and I'm not there this year. So it's tough. And I got texts from parents on the first day of school saying, I dropped my kid off, and you weren't there. So it's just weird. I've always been in the same spot. 4 years, I'm in the back, same spot every year, and I wasn't there. So, but their love and support has gotten me through. And it's been difficult, but I appreciate the sheriff and the process, and that now the truth is out.
Deputy Courtney, what do you want to say to the family of the woman at the center of this? Do you have a message? I mean, you said you love, being an SRO there. Is there anything you would like to say? I'm sure they're listening and would like to hear that.
Yes, ma'am. I know Taylor very well. I was with her there while she's at school. I talk to her every day. I tried to get her to play flag football. Obviously, this incident happened before flag, so we couldn't get to that season, but I tried to get her to play sports. I got her with the track coach because sports is a great way to keep kids out of trouble. And she's a good kid. And I know her very well, and I wish her the best. And it's unfortunate, but I do wish her the best. That's what I would say.
Will you guys be getting body cameras, or where do you guys stand with that?
Yeah, show me the money. I'll get the body cameras. It's a lot of money. I don't mind. It's expensive. And I'm not going to tell you that the body camera would have showed anything different. If you have a body cam right here and your body on body contact, all you're going to see is you're not going to see the whole story. But in this case, if he would have had a body cam, it would have showed the whole event escalating from the beginning. I'm all for body cams, and I've said that before, but we're having some money issues, and maybe next year's budget, the school board can help try to incorporate that. But as for now, we're not going to go there. We got money that we have to put into other areas to keep the community safe.
Money for this year's budget?
Yes.
For the body cameras?
Yes, we did.
And that wasn't approved?
It was not part of it because part of the school board has to pick up that cost. Our body cams prioritized are through patrol. That's where we have the most contact with the public.
One
you
more
can't-
question, please.
So you can't ask for body cams from the county?
Yeah, we
itself?
did, but we're not granting it because it's a school board function and they have to come up with the money for that.
Thank you
Thank you.
very much. We have some water there. I know it's so hot. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
your support.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you.